Hello YouTube, I'm Zach, you're watching ZakDTV, the place for interesting news from around the net. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Microsoft and their new AI for security. We also have a completely autonomous cargo ship, and we're going to wrap it up with a company that wants us to talk with the animals. I'm not joking, this isn't some Doolittle stuff. This is speech with animals. Alright, let's get right into this. Yesterday, at Microsoft's Build conference, they announced a new form of AI to help with workplace surveillance and general surveillance altogether. They're going to combine cloud computing, our standard cameras, and machine learning, wrap all that together, and give us the ability to track every move and every item that's in a workplace. You're going to start by loading your information on your different objects, different tools, different items in the workplace into this program, or you could pull them from pre-existing profiles in the cloud. Then you set up profiles for your employees, give them their names, tag them in the video, and give them their different clearances. You know, if they're an authorized user of this, if they're allowed to be in that area, all that kind of stuff. You write your rules about who's allowed to do what, where they're allowed to do it, when they're allowed to do it, and then you sit back and let the system track it. This is a very cool system. Like, one of their examples they give is, say you needed a saw. You're working on a high-rise project, that saw is on another floor. You can simply look at your phone, say, locate saw. It's going to find that saw for you, and it's going to give you the closest authorized user, and then you can message them and say, hey, bring me that saw. That's helpful. Or like the example they give here of the forklift backing into a barrel of oil, causing a small oil spill. Well, the AI will alert the shift manager, hey, there's a spill here. Shift manager can then go ahead and say, hey, whoever's closest, go there. It will find the closest maintenance guy, the closest janitor, the closest guy who's authorized to clean up that mess, and direct them to go to that service spot and take care of the spill. I can see a lot of great uses for this. I mean, it would keep people from passing out and not being noticed. It would track an environment, keep everybody safer. It also allow people to pry a little more into private lives. Imagine what happens when this gets into your home. Imagine how the advertisers could use this to build a profile of everything you do everywhere you go. Integrate it into a citywide scape. They'll know everything about you, and they'll have a full profile of everything you ever do, accessible with a click of a button. Who needs internet privacy when you don't have real world privacy anyway? Yeah, but let's look at the good things. It can help a lot. It can streamline a lot of businesses, and it will help move our planet forward. In talking about moving our planet forward, my next story is pretty cool, and I don't understand why we don't already have this. The shipping control company, Kongsberg, along with the Norwegian fertilizer company, Yara, are coming together to design a container ship that is fully autonomous. Not only will this be autonomous, but it's also going to be zero emission. The ship is going to be named the Yara Birkeland, after the founder of Yara, Christian Birkeland, who actually designed the first way to pull nitrogen from the air to produce fertilizer. He did that back in 1905, and I guess the company's still innovating today. They plan to have this ship in the water by 2018. Now, its first year is going to be manned. They're going to have a full crew on board to make sure everything's running right. In 2019, they plan to pull the crew off of it and do a remote control service with it. And by 2020, they want this thing to run fully autonomous and just let it go and make its deliveries. They plan on using this so they can quit running their shipments over land to the nearest port for global distribution. They figure it can take up to 40,000 tractor-trailer trips off the road in that area per year. It's also going to decrease nitrogen, and it will also decrease CO2 emissions in the area, as well as less trucks on the road makes for a safer road environment. Now, this is all well and good for this short trip they're showing. You know, the original trip runs over land. The other trip is going to be by sea to get it to the same area. But why don't we have this with our big container ships yet? I mean, these things are basically traveling the open ocean. We have cars navigating Los Angeles autonomously right now. Why don't we have these ships in the big wide open ocean traveling without a crew? Well, since this is the first of its kind, they're going to be testing it out, and they're going to see how scalable this is. This could become a global standard. And finally, have you ever wondered what animals are saying to each other? What dolphins are saying to each other? I mean, we've already proven that these animals do speak to each other. They complete sentences. They have different words for different items. They are intelligent creatures, but we have a communication barrier. Well, researchers at Gavagai together with the KTH Royal Institute of Technology, are working on an AI-based translation program. They've got this program to a point where it can understand 45 languages so far, and it's only a matter of time until it can just be a universal translator. And they do state that it's completely surpassing any of their competition. And Lars Hamburg, their CEO, says even though it's not really commercially viable, they do plan on making this able to translate dolphin by 2021. And like I said, it all comes down to speech patterns. It's machine learning. This AI can sit there and analyze these guys talking to each other, figure out what they want out of it, and translate this to something we can understand. And then all they have to do is reverse engineer that so we can talk to them. I think it's a great idea. Part of me doesn't want to know what the dolphins think of us, though. Think of what we've been doing to their oceans, huh? All right, with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for stopping in. Remember, if you like what I do, your friends will too. So go ahead and give me a share on Facebook, Twitter. I'm here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. It's Thursday, so I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'll see you then. Be safe.